Welcome to Drunk Bible Study. This show's mission is to read every single word of the greatest story ever told. A warning to our listeners, the hosts of this show are sinners, but they're doing their best. There will be drinking and there may be some swears. They did say they'd try to keep it clean, but I wouldn't put my money on it.
I'm Emily, and this is Drunk Bible Study, where my good friends Dedeker and Jace teach me, a born and raised atheist, all about the Bible. We are here with Hebrews today. It is the first of the last of Paul.
Yeah, which is wild to me. I thought he was going to be with us forever, like truly forever. Once we started getting into like the second Paul book, the third, the fourth, the fifth, it's just like, no, it's just all Paul all the way down.
Yeah.
But now we're at Hebrews. Yeah. I'm a little nervous. If this is a letter to the Hebrews, does it mean there's going to be a lot of anti-Semitism, especially if this is a book that was not actually written by Paul, maybe?
But is it a letter, though?
Okay, yeah. So this is a good thing to get into here. So the epistle to the Hebrews, which will be the next 4 episodes, or this episode and 3 more.
Okay.
So this traditionally was attributed to Paul. However, unlike the other fake Pauls that we've gotten, this one never says it's from Paul.
Oh.
Like, this one actually doesn't say who it's from at all. It just...
Oh, a mystery.
Oh, interesting.
It just is a letter, kind of in the style-ish of Paul, and clearly promoting a lot of the same beliefs as Paul.
Okay.
But it doesn't ever say it's written by Paul. He never does the thing of like, see, look, I'm signing my own name in my messy handwriting or whatever, or like, I'll come visit you soon. I guess it's not that kind of thing. There's no XOXO Paul at the end.
Yeah.
Just in the style of Paul. So it's kind of like when you go to do karaoke and they're like, Dust in the Wind in the style of Kansas.
Right.
Oh, there you go. There
Yeah.
I like
you
that.
got it.
In the style of Kansas.
Yeah.
Because obviously Kansas is not singing it right then.
Yeah.
Presumably.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting.
Now, unlike some of the others where there was this traditional view and then like it became questioned in more modern scholarship, whether this was Paul, apparently doubt on whether this was written by Paul started back in the 300s.
Oh, so right at the beginning.
So like for a long time, it's kind of been suspect that this is not Paul.
Okay.
Now, nowadays, basically, it's pretty widely agreed Paul did not write this, but we don't know who. Some potential authors, though, that people will try to claim, one is that it's Apollos, who's been mentioned several times by Paul.
Okay.
And the other is that it was co-authored by Priscilla and Aquila.
What?
Really?
Which would be rad.
That's so interesting to me that like some of his fans or his friends are the ones who are co-authoring or just authoring these books, but say that it's him.
Well, this one's not saying it's him.
And what's going on there? These letters? Okay. But like the other ones, I guess. Or just that they put it out there and that people think that it's him.
Or is it that he had kind of started this like James Patterson-esque...
This trend.
In the style of James Patterson, I'm going to get all my friends
Paul,
to be ghostwriters for me.
Okay. Yeah. That makes sense.
There you go. Yeah.
So what's interesting too, when I was reading about this, is that scholars of Greek specifically, because this was written in Greek originally, say that it's the most polished and eloquent book in the New Testament.
Polished.
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 That's good.
Yes.
That's fascinating.
Yeah, that it's been described as like really intricate, like very carefully composed and studied Greek writing, which is different from Paul's normal, this quote here is his normal volatile contextual Greek.
Jeez.
Okay.
And that's from a book called New Testament History by C. Dennis Dooling, which is a great name.
Interesting. Wow.
But yeah, so I don't know if that will come through in our translation or not, but just know in your hearts that this is really well-written Greek.
Yeah, I was going to say that
all right.
From what I've now learned from several years of reading the World English Bible Translation, I don't associate it with polished or finely crafted.
It's a little rough.
Yeah,
but
sure.
Are any of them, like, if we still were reading the new, the NIV, New International Version, would we feel differently? Because I can't say that, like, Eugene is polished or particularly amazing either.
Oh, I think Eugene is polished. I think Eugene is over polished. I think that's his problem.
Okay. Interesting.
All the edges have been rubbed off.
Yeah.
It's like too polished. Sure.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
Interesting.
Well, I do wonder if it's just this translation, but we'll see. Maybe it's just the World English Bible writers are phenomenal in this particular book.
Yeah, maybe they really stepped it up for this one specifically.
There you go. Yeah.
Right. So, and then as far as the title goes, there's some questioning here where one belief is that it was written to a group of Jews or potentially Jews who'd become Christians. Probably more likely that second group.
Okay.
But some scholars reject that and say, like, there's actually nothing in the book itself that really backs that up besides the name of it. And so it maybe was actually just written to people in Rome, maybe Jews who had become Christians but lived in Rome. It's a little bit unclear, but it does seem like it'll be to a more Jewish-based audience than previous books by Paul, which tended to lean more heavy on where this is for Gentiles. This is all about Gentiles can be one of us.
Right.
Don't be circumcised, all that kind of stuff. So I'm really curious to see how this one varies.
Cool. All right. Well, let's see what happens. What are you two drinking?
Well, I ran out this morning to the convenience store down the street and picked us up some horoyois, which are the kind of low alcohol ones, since it's only 9:20 in the morning right now. And so I got this summertime pineapple flavored one. It has lots of fireworks all over it because I guess that's what you do in the summertime. And
in America it is.
Delightful.
Isn't that what you do in Japan?
Oh yeah, very much.
There's a lot of festivals and stuff.
There's a lot of firework festivals that happen in the summertime. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Lovely.
And I got a horoyoi that is rooibos tea flavored, which I've never had before.
That kind of sounds good.
It's a 4%, so even for a horoyoi, it's on the higher
That's
side.
a strong guy. Yeah.
But again, I thought tea in the morning. Maybe I can stomach it. Maybe it'll be delicious. Yeah.
Right. Now it's a rooibos, so it's a red tea that's not caffeinated.
No, not caffeinated.
For a long time, this was my go-to tea when I worked in the hair salon. The rooibos was like, I would chain drink that all day.
Really?
That would keep you going.
But you wouldn't get but it's not caffeinated, so it was
right.
Just kind of like
I would have coffee too.
Treat. Okay.
But when I was done having coffee, then I would have rooibos tea.
Rooibos tea.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it's like not sweetened. It really does just taste like you poured a little bit of shochu into your glass of ice rooibos.
That sounds gross when you describe it that way.
Yeah.
Is it gross?
I'm going to sit with it.
Okay.
I'm going to sit with it.
Okay.
You're going to contemplate it a little bit.
I'm going to contemplate it
like
alongside
Hebrews.
the scripture.
Meditate on that.
And let you know.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Great. What do you have for this celebration of the last letter of maybe Paul?
Final Paul. So I got served up an Instagram cocktail. This one is, I had some cherry tomatoes, which is shocking because I don't usually like tomatoes, in my refrigerator. And so I muddled some cherry tomatoes and then did like a normal like margarita spec basically, but then also with the tomato. And so it's kind of this
like
savory,
the acid and sweet.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Just a little bit of agave in there because the agave actually kind of brings out the sweetness in the tomato. And so it's kind of this sweet and savory cocktail that's pretty good. And then it said to drizzle a little olive oil on the top.
Wow.
I didn't have any basil, but the basil would have been a really nice like thing on the nose, but I don't have that. But it's still lovely. It's pretty good, actually. I was surprised. You don't always get great cocktails with Instagram, but this one, I like it.
Let that be your warning, everybody. Instead, you should become one of our parishioners and get Emily's cocktail recipes, where she's vetted them for you.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of them I like more than others, but this is good.
It reminds me a little bit of a fancier version of the drink that I made a while back that we ended up calling like the Greek salad martini or something like that.
Oh, yeah. What did you put in that one?
It was just that it was a martini, but it had some feta cheese and Kalamata olives in it, and or not was it Kalamata olives? I think instead of like green olives.
Yeah,
and just kind of slightly. But the fact that yours has the olive oil and the tomatoes actually sounds really good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Probably with some basil, that'd be really great too.
Yeah. I ran out of basil. I used it all up earlier this week, but that on the nose would have been excellent. So recommend. Yeah. Love that. I did take a picture of it, so I will try to remember to post it because it's a good one. Awesome.
Yes. All right. Are you ready to get into this?
So ready.
Shebang.
I'm excited to hear the music.
Okay. Today we're reading 4 chapters, and I'm trying to have Paul, or maybe Priscilla and Aquila. I actually really like that image even better. So imagine the two of them really having some swagger coming in here for this last epistle here. So with that, let's get started with Hebrews chapters 1 through 4. As we get started, we want to remind everyone to read responsibly and drink responsibly.
You can drink along with us, or you can listen to us while you're in the car.
But please do not do both at the same time.
And with that, it's Hebrews chapter 1.
A lot of slow motion capes billowing during this part, I think.
Okay.
The capes of the Hebrews, of Priscilla and Aquila, of fake Paul.
That one.
Okay.
Everybody.
Got it. Just capes for days.
We got to think about a power couple that we can cast as Priscilla and Aquila.
As Priscilla and Aquila.
Yeah, so
that's fun.
Consider it.
Yeah.
Consider it. Hebrews chapter 1. God, having in the past spoken to the fathers through the prophets at many times and in various ways, has at the end of these days spoken to us by his Son, whom he appointed heir of all things, through whom also he made the worlds. Multiple worlds.
The worlds?
Yes.
That's okay. So it's like this is part of the many worlds kind of quantum theory of everything.
Yeah.
Yes.
I like it. I like it.
That.
His Son is the radiance of his glory, the very image of his substance, and upholding all things by the word of his power, when he had by himself made purification for our sins, sat down on the right hand of the Majesty on high, having become so much better than the angels, as he has inherited a more
sick burn on angels out of nowhere.
As he has inherited a more excellent name than they have.
Meaning Jesus?
Yeah.
I guess so.
That is a more excellent name than just like angel number 3.
Than angel? Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
For to which of the angels did he say at any time, "You are my son, today have I become your father?" ?
Not a one. Not a one.
And again, "I will be to him a father, and he will be to me a son?" ?
Why is there a
I don't know.
It
sounds like God was really unsure about this.
Or I'm his father, he's my son?
Maybe he like...
Oh, no, I see. It's saying, like, did God ever say that to an angel? Like, are you my son? Or...
Are you?
No.
Are you my mommy?
Exactly.
Right.
I feel like he was going around like looking at his angel babies and being like, is this one good enough? Is this one good enough? And then he determined fully that none of them were, so he had to make one.
Right. Here, I'm going to clarify this by reading the Tyndale version of that verse here.
Okay.
So much clarification.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Okay, so actually I'm going to go back to verse 4 because it's very good. And is more excellent than the angels, inasmuch as he hath by inheritance obtained an excellenter name than they have.
Excellenter? Excellenter.
For unto which of the angels said he at any time, "Thou art my sonny this day, begat I thee"? And again, "I will be his father, and he shall be my son"?
So there's still the question marks.
Yeah. Well, because it's saying, unto which of the angels did he say this? It's not that he said it with the question, but Priscilla and Aquila are asking us this question.
Okay. It's just confusing because the question mark is inside the quotation marks.
Yeah.
It is
text.
confusing.
Yeah,
yes.
Like God said it, but he didn't.
Again, when he brings in the firstborn into the world, he says, "Let all the angels of God worship him." Of the angels, he says, "Who makes his angels winds and his servants a flame of fire."
Oh.
But of the Son, he says, "Your throne, O God, is forever and ever. The scepter of uprightness is the scepter of your kingdom. You have loved righteousness and hated iniquity. Therefore God, your God, has anointed you with the oil of gladness above your fellows.
The oil of gladness. Good.
Yeah. And, quote, you, Lord, in the beginning, laid the foundation of the earth. The heavens are the works of your hands. They will perish, but you continue. They all will grow old, like a garment does. As a mantle, you will roll them up, and they will be changed. But you are the same. Your years will not fail. For a illustration of impermanence, a garment is not necessarily the first thing that I go to.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
No, me neither.
Yeah. I mean, modern day, maybe we would, of like something that'll barely last you a season.
Like from Shein.
Modern day
exactly.
fast
Something
fashion,
from Shein,
right?
where it's the instant you put it on your body, it falls apart.
Yeah, definitely.
Right. But I would assume in this day and age, you made your clothes to last because you weren't just buying tons of them all the time.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah. Also, it's interesting that he's saying that God said these things about Jesus, like to Jesus, telling him like, you made everything and you'll last forever.
That is unclear.
I feel like this is some different theology than we've seen before.
You're
Yeah,
right.
because I thought God made everything. Like Jesus didn't even come around until much later.
Right.
And are we sure it's God who's saying these things?
I don't know.
Well,
Because it does seem weird for God to say this.
so
It does.
if I'm looking at like the NIV version, it says, when God brings his firstborn into the world, he says, let all God's angels worship him. And then it says, in speaking of the angels, he says, blah, 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 flames of fire, all that. And then, but about the son, he says, blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
And that's what all this last part has been.
Okay.
So like that's NIV. It looks like King James seems to back that up. Complete Jewish Bible does. So yeah, it's seems to be God saying this to Jesus. And all this stuff about like the earth and sky will wear out, but not you. Like they're going to be old Shein clothes, but you are, I don't know what, something that won't wear out like that.
Yeah, Dolce & Gabbana.
Do they not wear out?
Yeah. I don't know. It's like nice clothing, right? Really, really nice. Versace.
Yeah, but designer stuff sometimes loops back around as like a horseshoe effect of
okay.
You get shitty stuff on the cheap end and the expensive end. You got to find
Reformation
that
then.
middle.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know, man.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
But which of the angels has he said at any time, sit at my right hand until I make your enemies the footstool of your feet? ? Aren't...
Again, Priscilla and Aquila's question mark, not God's question mark.
Yeah.
Aren't they all ministering spirits sent out to do service for the sake of those who will inherit salvation? That's the end of the chapter. I feel like that whole chapter was just a burn on angels and how they suck in comparison to Jesus.
Yeah.
Maybe like an angel really did them dirty or something at one point. I don't know.
We still haven't gotten over the whole Lucifer thing.
I guess if we're...
Oh, I forgot about that.
Oh, yeah. There's that.
Lucifer was a fallen angel.
If we are imagining this being written to a Jewish audience, though, maybe Jewish Christians, that like they're more just having to emphasize like, no, this guy's like really cool. He's like super cool, right? God said cool stuff about him.
Yeah.
With question marks, but those are not God's. Those are mine. I think that's maybe what we're going for here.
We are questioning things, but it's going to be okay.
That's just us humans.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm going to continue on to chapter 2 here. Therefore, we ought to pay greater attention to the things that were heard, lest perhaps we drift away.
Oh.
For if the word spoken through angels proved steadfast, and every transgression and disobedience received a just recompense, how will we escape if we neglect so great a salvation, which at the first, having been spoken through the Lord, was confirmed to us by those who heard? God also bearing witness with them, both by signs and wonders, and by various works of power, and by gifts of the Holy Spirit, according to his own will. For he didn't subject the world to come, of which we speak, to angels, but one has somewhere testified, saying, what is man that you think of him? Or the Son of Man that you care for him? You made him a little lower than the angels. You crowned him with glory and honor. You have put all things in subjection under his feet.
feel like there's a lot of emphasis on trying to figure out the hierarchy here.
Yeah.
I wonder why they care.
Right.
Like, shouldn't these people already know that the angels and everyone else basically is below God and Jesus?
I feel like this is maybe emphasizing the fact that God made humans underneath angels, but still in charge of the earth. Right? You made him a little lower than the angels. You crowned him with glory and honor. You have put all things in subjection under his feet. So I guess it's like you do think that man is cool.
Yeah.
But
not that cool.
Obviously lower than the angels. And we've already established that the angels are lower than Jesus.
Sure.
Yeah. So how much lower than are humans than Jesus? Yeah. So we really need to get the taxonomy on lock.
Yeah. I think we're on our way, though. We're getting
Do you think
it.
there were like some subcults of Christianity at this time that got a little distracted by worshiping, Gabriel or whatever?
Oh, that's an interesting question.
That is fun. Yeah. Like if one of them saw the movie Michael with John Travolta and was like, ooh, I'm going to worship that hottie.
Yeah.
And, then...
Not anymore, but maybe at the time.
Well, sure. Yeah, at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that.
I never saw it.
Oh.
I think I saw it. Yeah. It was a hot 90s movie.
Yeah, it was a hot 90s movie for sure.
Is he like a hot angel? Just not, but like, is he hot?
I mean, he's John Travolta. So like at the time he was pretty hot.
Did you say John Travolta?
Right.
John Travolta. John Travolta.
The discount John Travolta. Probably not very hot.
Yeah.
Well, okay. No, was he hot just because he was John Travolta, or was the movie like hot? Like, is there explicit angel sex happening?
I don't recall.
No, it's much more of a chaste star-crossed lovers kind of thing where there's like a love interest.
He's doing miracles.
But he's an angel, and so he's eventually going to have to go back to heaven and can't be with her. And there's a whole it's love. It's very emotional, I guess.
Not like City of Angels, where Nicolas Cage does have sex with Meg Ryan,
and he's an angel,
right?
Yes.
I didn't see any of these movies. You can't talk to me like...
I didn't see that one, so I don't know.
City of Angels...
Although 1996 and 1998, we should definitely watch them.
Yeah, City of Angels was...
Got to catch up on a lot of these 90s movies.
Yeah.
That was a distressing movie because the whole point is that he comes to Earth for some reason. She falls in love with him, and then he's basically like, okay, fine, I'll just become a mortal person. And so then they do it, and then the next day she gets hit by a freaking
Jeez, spoilers.
What? It's been out for 2 decades. Okay. What do you want from me?
Okay, fine. Well, we'll have to do an angel-themed film festival, I suppose.
Oh, sure.
A 90s angel-themed film
fun,
festival.
Yeah.
I also watched a movie in the 90s that was called Date with an Angel. Who was in that one?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, that's 1987. That's even older.
Yeah. No, I've never even heard of that.
I've never seen that one. I haven't heard of it.
I remember us having that on VHS.
Oh, wow. So you were allowed to watch that one.
I guess so.
Yeah.
It was a little bit sexy too, though. So.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my.
Maybe because it's an angel, your mom was like, it's fine.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Maybe it had just enough Christian messaging in it somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, right. So we're asking these questions about God putting man underneath angels, but put all things in subjection under his feet. For in that he subjected all things to him, he left nothing that is not subject to him. This is an SAT logic puzzle right here.
Yeah, gosh.
Okay, for in that he subjected all things to him, I guess that means man.
Yeah.
He left nothing that is not subject to him.
Okay.
Let me keep going. But now we don't see all things subjected to him yet. What are you talking about? I'm so confused. But now we don't see all things subjected to him yet. But we see him who has been made a little lower than the angels, Jesus, because of the suffering death crowned with glory and honor, that by the grace of God, he should taste of death for everyone.
Whoa. What?
Yeah, gosh.
It's the whole, that he, I guess we're setting up this taxonomy to then say, but then God took Jesus and made him lower than the angels by making him a human. And then he died and tasted death for everyone.
And then now he's...
Well, we haven't gotten there yet. We'll see.
Coolest. Oh, okay. All right.
For it became him, for whom are all things, and through whom are all things, in bringing many children to glory, to make the author of their salvation perfect through sufferings. Great. For both he who sanctifies and those who are sanctified are all from one, for which cause he is not ashamed to call them brothers, or brothers and sisters, or siblings, apparently, are other translations of the word. Saying, quote, I will declare your name to my brothers. In the midst of the congregation, I will sing your praise.
Oh.
I'm confused about who's speaking this quote, though. If that's Jesus saying that, or if that's God saying this.
We're confused about all the quotes, I feel like.
Yeah, everything's a little bit messy.
Yeah.
But this is like so finely crafted, you know?
Oh, you're right. Yes.
It might just be that we're not classy and smart enough.
Apparently, allegedly. That's probably it.
You're right.
That's definitely it.
Yeah. Yeah, that we're not advanced readers of Greek.
Of Greek.
Yeah, okay.
Translated into English.
Yes. Again, quote, I will put my trust in him, end quote. Again, quote, behold, here am I and the children whom God has given me, end quote. Since then, the children have shared in flesh and blood. He also himself, in like manner, partook of the same, that through death he might bring to nothing him who had the power of death, that is, the devil, and might deliver all of them who through fear of death were all their lifetime subject to bondage. Okay, so, sure. So the whole where, O death, is now thy sting. I think that's the sentiment we're going for. It's one of those ones that's been made into songs and stuff in the church.
What was that from? Which book?
I don't know.
Wait, where, O death, is thy sting?
I don't know if it's from the Bible or if it's a more modern poetic way of expressing this sentiment.
Isn't that a Shakespeare quote? Oh no, that's 1 Corinthians.
Is it?
I guess that kind of sounds Shakespearean.
No, it's 1 Corinthians.
Okay, 1 Corinthians. Okay, great.
Damn it. So we did read it.
We did read it, yes.
Okay. All right.
For most assuredly, not to angels does he give help, but he gives help to the seed of Abraham. Because Father Abraham had many sons.
Indeed.
I'm sorry, like this anti-angel rhetoric is so surprising to me. I guess it's better than anti-Semitic rhetoric.
It's so
I'll
weird.
take it, but
yeah, it's just kind of random. Like apparently we're hating on angels now. It's very strange.
Yeah. I guess it's really just trying to hype up how big a deal Jesus is, because maybe this more Jewish-leaning audience would be like less sold on Jesus being such a big deal. And that's maybe what they're trying to fix. I don't know. That's my guess.
Yeah.
Therefore, he was obligated in all things to be made like his brothers, that he might become a merciful and faithful high priest in things pertaining to God, to make atonement for the sins of the people. So he just said Jesus was a high priest, which we hadn't heard before.
Yeah, that is interesting.
For in that he himself has suffered being tempted, he is able to help those who are tempted.
Oh.
And that's the end of the chapter.
Cool.
Before we go on to our next two chapters, we want to take a quick break to ask all of you to tell your friends, tell them about the show, tell them how much fun, how insightful it is, how well we understand everything we read, and how well we remember everything that we read. I think that would be great. Anyway, yes, please spread the word. And then, of course, if you want to support the show, you can go to our Patreon at patreon.com/drunkbiblestudy. And that's where you get Emily's drink recipes, like we were mentioning earlier, as well as a personal toast on the show, early releases of episodes, and of course, our love and, early access to our cryptocurrency or to buy a bunk on our yacht once we get that going. A lot of good stuff. So I'm just saying, it's probably in your best interest to do that sooner than later. Just saying. Not to like threaten or anything, but like,
Threaten.
Just, it might be in your best interest to...
Show's coming to a close, and it means we're shipping off pretty soon. So.
Sadly.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So you want to reserve your spot while you can. And you can do that at Patreon, of course. And then, we love you all. And let's refill our drinks and continue on. Okay, let's get back to this Bible here and find out what Priscilla and Aquila have to say.
All right, chapter 3. Therefore, holy brothers, partakers of a heavenly calling, consider the apostle and high priest of our confession, Jesus, who was faithful to him who appointed him, as also was Moses and all of his house. For he has been counted worthy of more glory than Moses, inasmuch as he who built the house has more honor than the house.
Okay, let's dive into all that.
Yeah.
Let's unpack.
Okay, because we've
got another.
Yeah, because we're circling back to I don't remember which book it was in, but where Paul threw some shade at Moses, being like Moses really wasn't that great.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, that happened. Not that long
and so
ago,
this is yet another. Just so you know, Jesus is cooler than Moses.
Right.
So stop getting all hung up on Moses as a patriarch.
That's definitely feels like a dig at the Jewish people, right? Because isn't Moses a big deal to the Jewish people?
So I think the idea here...
He did have the tablets.
My interpretation of this, and I think this is backed up by what's being said here, although I could be biased by other stuff that I've read, but I think the idea here, right, is that we've had a lot of this pitch in previous books that's pitching Christianity or, this new cult. Like, it didn't really quite have that name yet, but like pitching this new idea to Gentiles and being like, hey, this is the cool deal. This is great. Also, you don't have to be circumcised and you can eat whatever you want. Isn't this cool? But I feel like this is now the pitch to the Jews. Mm-hmm. And I think like if you think about modern day Christians versus Jews, it's like we've chosen to believe this, we've chosen to believe this, and now I'm talking shit about someone you think is important. But instead, I feel like the angle is more of like, hey, we're all Jews, right? We all agree Moses is cool, right? But this guy, even cooler. So like this is all a continuation of the same thing.
Okay.
That's the vibe I'm getting from this, even though it is weird how I don't feel like they make a compelling argument for why Moses is not as cool as Jesus. They just kind of say it. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, this whole thing of like the person who built the house gets more honor than the house itself.
So what, they're saying Jesus built the house? Because he wasn't even around then.
Well, unless...
Remember in the space-time continuum thing?
Yes. So in the previous chapter, when God was saying things about Jesus, 2 chapters ago, in the first chapter, was when he says to the Son, like, you make all things and you laid the earth's foundations and crafted the stars in the sky and whatever, which kind of backs up the Mormons' view that God commissioned earth to be created, but that he commissioned Jesus to actually do the creating, which is fun to loop that back around to the Mormon beliefs.
I think this is some Christian fan fiction, is what I'm hearing. It's some Christian fan fiction for how the world was created. Just going to put it out there.
Okay, all right. So every house is built by someone, and whoever built the house is greater than the house. So the greatest people are contractors and construction workers.
That's the thing. It only applies.
Well, but Jesus is a contractor.
Jesus was a carpenter.
Is that? Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe we all took this metaphorically, and he actually just meant it literally. Like, Jesus was a carpenter. He built a lot of
good houses, really solid houses.
Greatest thing you can do. Like, that's great.
I don't think he did that later on in his life, though. I think he was walking around in sandals and, forsaking all of his possessions and walking on water and turning like water into wine.
Yeah, but what do you think he did before that?
Maybe he did some Habitat for Humanity in between.
Yeah, well, maybe before that he did Habitat for Humanity, but not like in the latter part of his life.
I mean, sure. He was pretty busy.
He wasn't
later. Yeah, that's true.
So you don't think that
he wasn't doing a lot of carpenter jobs.
His friend's table was a little creaky and wobbly. He would have been like, here, let me just fix that for you.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Could he fix my desk? Because it's been creaky and wobbly since I moved in because it was in a pod for like
you should pray
2 months.
And see if he might.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's going to happen, but maybe a TaskRabbit or something, which is actually might be Jesus. So we'll find out. Okay.
You're right, because what if God was one of us?
Just a TaskRabbit on a bus.
Just a TaskRabbit on a bus.
I'm going to continue.
Yeah.
For every house is built by someone, but he who built all things is God. Moses indeed was faithful in all his house as a servant for a testimony of those things.
No, just sorry. Rockin' On in the chat is saying it'd be the bus that hit Meg Ryan, and that's getting me really bad for some reason.
Oh, my dear. I've looped back around to that.
I think it was like a...
Yeah,
it was like a truck.
Oh, you're backing off on the bus thing?
But it was like a big old... It wasn't a bus, it was a big old truck.
Full of contractors? Full of day laborers?
No, it was a truck full of like, I don't know, like it had maybe
melons?
Food in it or something. You know, it was
Bibles.
It could have had anything in it. You don't know, but like it's a big truck and she's like blissfully closing her eyes on a bike, like doing
it's her own damn fault.
Like,
well,
no, 100%. It was her own damn fault. And then in the next scene, you see like flares and stuff, and they're calling Nicolas Cage, who's like basking in his, post-coital bliss. And then, he runs to her and holds her in his arms, and then she dies. And he's like, well, shit, I am not an angel anymore.
And that's the end of the movie?
And that's the end of the film. And then, do you remember the song Iris by Goo Goo Dolls?
Of course. Who doesn't?
That's the song from the movie. That's where that is the song.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's where that is the song.
I'd give up forever to touch you.
Wow.
Because I know that I
did give up forever.
Because I know that I feel it somehow.
You bleed just to know you're alive, you know?
Yep. That's the lyrics.
Because I don't.
Great song, by the way. I love the Goo Goo Dolls so much.
Such a good
it's
song.
Such a good song. But it's from
Okay, all right.
Okay, when I bring the angel to karaoke, we'll definitely sing that one.
Obviously, that's his favorite song.
Okay,
the angel might be like, this is a little too soon to talk about these kind of things. We are only on a first date.
Yeah, awkward.
Like talking about me being ready to give up my
fair.
immortality. Like I just
feel
rushed.
That's a lot.
Feel pressured.
Yeah. Okay. For every house is built by someone, but he who built all things is God. Moses indeed was faithful in all his house as a servant for a testimony of those things which were afterward to be spoken. But Christ is faithful as a son over his house, whose house we are, if we hold fast our confidence and the glorying of our hope firm to the end. Therefore, even as the Holy Spirit says, today, if you will hear his voice, don't harden your hearts, as in the provocation, like as in the day of the trial in the wilderness. What?
I guess that's Jesus in the wilderness being tested.
Oh, okay. Where your fathers tested me by proving me and saw my works for 40 years.
What?
Jesus was only alive till he was like 33.
No, that's Moses.
No, that's Moses.
They wandered the desert.
Right, Moses wandered in the wilderness. Yeah, okay. 40 years, yeah.
Therefore, I was displeased with that generation, the Zillennials, and said...
No, this would be an older generation, so this would be like the boomers or the greatest generation or something like that.
Got it, okay. And said, they always err in their hearts, but they didn't know my ways. As I swore in my wrath, they will not enter into my rest. Beware, brothers, lest perhaps there be any one of you an evil heart of unbelief, and falling away from the living God, but exhort one another day by day, so long as it is called today, lest any one of you be hardened by the deceitfulness of sin. I don't know what's happening.
The NIV just says, but encourage one another daily, as long as it is called today, so that none of you may be hardened by sin's deceitfulness. Yeah, that's what it is. Okay. Yeah. Any day that is called today, do this. Okay, I like it. That's fun. It's fun.
Yeah. For we have become partakers of Christ, if we hold fast the beginning of our confidence firm to the end, while it is said, today if you will hear his voice, don't harden your hearts, as in the rebellion. For who, when they heard, rebelled? No. Didn't all those who came out of Egypt by Moses? With whom was he dispelled 40 years? Wasn't it with those who sinned, whose bodies fell in the wilderness? To whom did he swear that they wouldn't enter into his rest, but to those who were disobedient? We see that they were not able to enter in because of unbelief.
Okay, interesting turn here. So we've kind of gone back, though, to talking about Moses as sort of an analogy of saying, like, don't let yourself harden your heart and not believe, because remember when Moses was in the wilderness for 40 years? Remember all the people
whose bodies
that died? All the people that got swallowed up in caverns in the ground that God made and got eaten by snakes, and like
I don't know if they were eaten by snakes. I think they were bitten by snakes.
But okay. Sure.
Eaten, the snakes ate them alive.
I thought the bodies falling in the desert was just a reference to they got cursed to wander for 40 years. And so therefore, many of them died before being able to go to the promised land.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so maybe I'm being biased by other translations I'm seeing here.
Well, okay, so there's something about this. I feel like this angle makes a more compelling argument that this is written with, Jews in mind, or Jews who are now Christians in mind, because it reminds me of the prophets in the Old Testament, how they would always cite Moses, the stories of Moses, like all these really precious stories from Jewish history to try to make a point and convince people. And it feels like there's some of that now versus the previous Paul letters haven't leaned on that as heavily. If anything, they've been more like Moses wasn't that cool. Right.
And we still had a little bit of that in here of like, he's not as cool as Jesus, but we're still going to talk about him like he's cool and that we should do like him.
Yeah.
I'm still going to talk about him like he's cool. Can I read this last chapter?
Yes, please do.
For today? Okay. Hebrews chapter 4. Let us fear, therefore, lest perhaps a promise being left of entering into his rest, any one of you should seem to have come short of it. For indeed, we have had good news preached to us, even as they also did, but the word they heard didn't profit them, because it wasn't mixed with faith by those who heard. For we who have believed do enter into that rest, even as he has said, quote, as I swore in my wrath, they will not enter into my rest, end quote, although the works were finished from the foundation of the world. For he has said this somewhere about the seventh day.
I can't remember where I read this one.
Who said this about the seventh day?
God rested on the seventh day from all his works. And in this place again, they will not enter into my rest. Seeing therefore it remains that some should enter therein, and they to whom the good news was before preached failed to enter in because of disobedience. Okay. He again defines a certain day, today, saying through David, so long a time afterward, in parentheses, just has been said. This is so well crafted. I can't even stand how well crafted this is.
So beautifully crafted.
Okay,
I've never seen anything crafted better.
Saying through David, so long a time afterward, just as has been said, quote, today, if you will hear his voice, don't harden your hearts, end quote.
Okay, I'm trying to work out the logic here, and it feels like he's making a bit of a leap. But where he's saying basically like, it said somewhere that on the seventh day God rested. It's also said somewhere that
we don't know
you will never enter my rest. So therefore, some people get to rest and some don't. And it has to do if you believe. I'm like, where did you get that jump from? Like, it kind of came out of nowhere of like
it's wacky
pulling
and
these
wild.
quotes. And maybe in the Greek, it's just so eloquent that it works, but
so beautiful.
So poetic. So poetic. For if Joshua had given them rest, he would not have spoken afterward of another day. There remains, therefore, a Sabbath rest for the people of God. For he who has entered into his rest has himself also rested from his works, as God did from his. Let us therefore give diligence to enter into that rest, lest anyone fall after the same example of disobedience. For the word of God is living and active and sharper than any two-edged sword, and piercing even to the dividing of soul and spirit, of both joints and marrow, and is able to discern the thoughts and intentions of the heart. There is no creature that is hidden from his sight, but all things are naked and lay open before the eyes of him with whom we have to do.
You were doing so well, and then you kind of
with whom we have
petered out at the end there.
It's just the poetry.
Yeah, the poetry.
It's beautiful. The beautiful poetry.
Having then a great high priest who passed through the heavens.
Did you say hype priest?
Hype priest.
No. Hey. Oh.
Oh, yeah. When we start our church, we'll have a hype priest for sure.
That is totally.
Definitely.
No, I think that's a youth pastor sermon. How Jesus is he's not the hype priest. He's the hype priest.
Yeah, that's like for sure. Yeah, you're right. Like a 2000s youth pastor sermon. Yes. 100%. I probably would have given that sermon had I gone down that path.
And you almost
man.
So close.
I know.
I think you're doing this because you didn't go down that path. But like
this is your corrective experience. Or your reenactment.
Exactly. It kind of shows that like somehow you would have done something in this vein regardless, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I did all the other stuff you do as a youth pastor. Like I bleached my hair. I, played music.
Yeah.
I did all the right stuff.
Ripped jeans.
Yeah. Wore tight jeans.
Got some piercings.
Yeah.
I did have my ears pierced for a while. Yeah. So I was on the way, but just never quite made it.
Yeah, you were almost there.
But yes, you're right.
It's okay.
The offer is still on the table from Bright Divinity School. So
it's true.
Could still happen.
Yeah.
What a story. What a testimony you would have, Jace.
That I would love to say.
Yep.
Okay. Having then a great high priest who has passed through the heavens, Jesus, the Son of God, let us hold tightly to our confession. For we don't have a high priest who can't be touched with the feeling of our infirmities, but one who has been in all points tempted like we are, yet without sin. Let us therefore draw near with boldness to the throne of grace, that we may receive mercy and may find grace for help in time of need. And that is the end of the reading for today.
Wow.
Wow. Good job, everybody.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited to see where this book goes. I know that
it is very different in tone than the books we've been reading, and that's exciting.
Very different.
Is it just going to constantly be like this? Like, are we going to get any action? Is anything going to happen?
I suspect that no. Because this is another letter, right? So we're not telling a story. So I don't think
maybe a little bit of gossip. Sometimes some gossip sneaks into these letters.
I would love that. I would love something to happen.
And sometimes there's some new theology that gets introduced, but
we'll see. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. To be honest, I'm not sure we're going to get to any books where things happen until we get to Revelation.
I mean, I'm so excited. It is going to be bittersweet, but it will also be really cool and awesome, and shit's going to go down. Yes.
So I feel like in addition to like doing this like 90s angel movies film festival, maybe we might need to do some like Christian doomsday movie screenings.
Those are good too.
Like what? Whoa.
There's so many. I mean, there's like the whole Left Behind series plus 6, like seriously, so many. Christians love making movies about the end times because it's drama, it's action, right? That's why. They're not making a movie about Hebrews.
Like Magnolia. Right. Like Magnolia is kind of about that.
We need more down market, low budge Christian production.
For sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe that's a way we can extend this podcast is we could do sort of a like, how did this get made / God awful movies style commentary.
Oh, that's fun. Okay.
Watch some films separately.
As long as we can like eat popcorn and throw spoons at the TV or whatever.
Yeah, we can do whatever we want. Yeah. I don't think legally we're allowed to like stream a film that we don't have the rights to. But we can do that. Those podcasts is just you watch it ahead of time. You tell your audience to watch it ahead of time. And then we all come together. Maybe we can show some clips, right? Because that's under, fair use or whatever.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. If we're commenting about it.
Yeah.
Drunk Bible movie study. Drunk movie
Good
review.
Lord.
Drunk media studies.
Yes.
Drunk media studies majors.
Yes.
None of us are media studies majors, but it could be.
Basically.
But maybe if we do this, then we'll get an offer from some college to get full ride tuition to
I see.
do media studies.
To get an additional, just how many different majors can we get?
Yeah. How many degrees can we
podcasts.
get? Yeah.
Yeah, different degrees.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
I think that Brady Lotion in the chat may have given us one of the best compliments we've ever received, alongside Not Always Wrong, which is that this already is basically MST3K, but for the Bible.
That's true.
I don't know what that is.
That is
Mystery
a good
Science
compliment.
Theater 3000.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That this is already that for the Bible. So we could just do that for
true.
Bible movies too. You could.
That's true. That's what I was thinking of. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Wow. Well.
All right. Well, next week we will be back for more Hebrews. Right? We're coming back next week.
Coming back next week. More Hebrews.
Yeah, we're going.
This is it. This is your last week
in Japan
for now.
For now.
Until later on in the year.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us for Bible study today. If you want to join the audience in our live stream shows, follow us on Twitch at Drunk Bible Study or go to drunkbiblestudy.com/live. If you want even more Drunk Bible Study, including early releases, cocktail recipes, personal toasts on the show, and more, become one of our patrons at patreon.com/drunkbiblestudy. If you enjoy the show, take a moment to subscribe and write us a nice review on iTunes, letting other people know what you like about it. You can also join fellow listeners in the Drunk Bible Study Fans and Fellowship Facebook group or on our Discord server at discord.drunkbiblestudy.com. Drunk Bible Study is created and produced by Jace Lindgren, Dedeker Winston, and me, Emily Matlack. Our theme song is Book Club by Josh and Anand from the album Home of the. For more information, visit us at drunkbiblestudy.com.
I made a memory about your day.